A sacred fire in the Mount Dennis neighborhood has now been burning for nearly 5 months as an Indigenous-led coalition continues to protest construction of the Crosstown West LRT. The plan to elevate a portion of the transit line would clear-cut this urban forest, and those fighting to save it are not backing down.
It's been good, yeah. It's been rain and snow and sun, but for the most part, we're trying to be optimistic here.
One by one, every tree in jeopardy is being honored and wrapped in ribbon as the sacred fire here at Piran Park is cared for around the clock. Teepees have also been erected in strategic locations in an effort to block construction, a protest that began on a bitter day back in January. Do you believe that this protest has delayed construction?
I think it has delayed the construction. Metrolinx originally told us that they wanted to remove all of the trees over here, about 300 trees by April 1st, which is the migratory bird deadline. Obviously, the trees are still standing.
According to this coalition, almost 1,500 trees will be in the crosshair of LRT construction as Metrolinx continues breaking ground on the Crosstown West extension. The issue is a 1.5-kilometer stretch between Jane Street and Scarlet Road that's planned to be elevated. They've been calling on Metrolinx to tunnel the tracks instead to save this urban green space.
We're nowhere where we should be had they come to the table. We could have had this conversation and we could have been somewhere today. But we're still at the start. We're still at the beginning.
After endless attempts for meaningful talks and compromise with decision makers, transit plans are not budging. Metrolinx says tunneling the tracks under the Humber River would take longer, cost more, and would lead to ongoing flooding issues. And the Transit Authority is making moves to get going. They recently expropriated this land from the city, and according to protesters, other moves have been more subtle.
One of the things that was really disappointing about the expropriation was that the city was actually supporting us with a porta potty for the firekeepers, providing just basic dignity for the firekeepers who are in ceremony. Metrolinx has directed the city to remove the porta potty.
Petty move.
and the porta potty has been gone now for almost 2 months.
So far, the city has issued permits for the removal of 145 trees. Porta potty or not, the group says the sacred fire will continue until compromises are made. What is the win-win situation for you?
I mean, a win-win situation would be to slow it down, and if the first thing would be to do a environmental assessment under an Indigenous lens, like we've asked.
Metrolinx tells us tree cutting will begin this fall, and they will be planting about 8,500 new trees to compensate for the removals. Shauna Hunt, City News.